time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? 2021 is here. A lot of stuff happening.
Outrageous Fun. Season 3.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Apologies for the raspy voice.
Yeah, Joe lost his voice. Mm-hmm. Joe lost his voice. Kind of hot, though.
Yeah, it's good to wake up to. It's not good all day, though. You
right.
know? But real quick moment of silence for our boy Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, dude. Norm Macdonald, 61, battled. Someone tweeted, I think Anthony Jeselnik tweeted, most Norm Macdonald thing of all time to battle cancer for 11 years and not tell anyone.
Yeah, that is so Norm Macdonald. That's so dark humor.
If you don't know Norm Macdonald, funny fucking guy.
You would know him.
He was on SNL.
Right, he was on SNL, and you would know him from Billy Madison. He was one of Billy Madison's fucking degenerate friends. He was the tall, goofy one.
Yeah.
The best one. Honestly.
Moment of silence for the boy.
And for obviously 9/11, which just passed.
The king. Right. When I said the king, I was referring to the comedian, not 9/11. I just want that to be clear.
You know how hard
I
that
just
was
want
to
that
stay
for
silent while you just dropped the king. The king of what? All terrorist attacks? Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, the king of comedy, man. Don't twist my words, dude.
I didn't twist
all right?
shit.
Don't cancel culture, dude.
You said what you said, and I took all the energy in my body to not react. Oh, my goodness.
The king of comedy.
Yeah.
Not the king of terrorist attacks.
I don't even know. All right, yeah. I would say king of comedy is more accurate.
Sheesh.
Fuck, man. Great start. Speaking of 9/11, me and Dylan went to the Subway Series this weekend.
And they got this dope-ass shirt that in a long time, it's going to be sick.
Yeah.
This is going to be real sweet. It was the 20th anniversary Subway Series, Mets versus Yankees. We went to the Sunday night game.
The Saturday night game
on 9/11 was like making me cry.
Dude, all day watching the pregame stuff was like tear city. Everything I was watching, getting choked up. Oh, the pregame stuff was crazy.
The George Bush, I watched that clip. George Bush going out and throwing that pitch at Yankee Stadium.
Bro, hearing people that were there explain he threw a perfect strike.
Yeah,
he walked out just strutted out there,
yeah.
gave his wave or his thumbs up or whatever. It was just chills.
The video that I watched, George Bush was talking to the players before the game or some shit.
To Derek Jeter.
And he was talking to Derek Jeter, and he was like, Derek Jeter was like, so you're going to throw, where are you going to throw from? He's like, I'm thinking about throwing from the mound. And he was like,
no, from the base of the mound.
The base of the mound. He was like, oh, no, you should throw it from the mound. And he was like, all right, I'll throw it from the mound. And then Derek Jeter was walking away, and then cool as fuck, he turned around and was like, don't bounce it. They'll boo you.
Yeah. And then I remember.
And then George Bush was like, all right. And then I was chilling till then. And then all the fucking pressure came on.
Meanwhile, he's got the nuclear codes, and he's feeling pressure in front of Yankees fans.
Dude, you got to deliver a strike.
You have to. Because there's nothing less masculine and strong than watching, you ever watch 50 Cent throw out the first pitch? He's jacked, and he just goes, Fatah!
Dude, that was a publicity stunt.
What was?
He did it on purpose.
Who did what on purpose?
50 Cent.
50 Cent
threw that ball terribly on purpose so that it because if you just threw a perfect strike, it would have just been brushed over, no issues. But he threw the worst pitch ever. Everyone talked about 50 Cent Awareness Club.
You often say dumb shit and smart shit. That was one of the dumbest things I think you've ever said.
Look it up. I'm telling you.
There's no way.
Look it up. Look it up.
I'm not going to look it up.
All right, fine. I'll look it up. But you keep talking about stuff.
I'm not looking
And then when you
it up.
least expect it, I'm going to shove it down your throat.
There is no way in hell.
Fake
There's no.
first. Listen, I actually have to talk to you, Joe. I got to talk to you.
What?
What's longer, a full-size bed or a queen-size bed?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Right? Can we talk about some facts right now?
Can we talk about?
Let's talk about facts.
Let's talk about what happened. When I looked it up, I thought it said full. It said full XL. Full XL is the same length as a queen bed.
What the hell is a full XL? A twin XL, you mean?
No, if there's a full XL,
I think
and a twin
you
XL.
just Googled nothing, and then just a big screen popped up that said just confirm your bias, Joe. And then you just fucking yelled at me.
What, do I look like the guy who fake Googles like you're doing right now with this 50 Cent thing? You fucking loser.
I can't find it right now,
Yeah,
but I will.
because he didn't fucking do that. That's
Yeah, and
ridiculous.
queen size bed and full size bed are the same size.
Right, get over yourself. But anyway, me and Dylan went to the game, and that's why my voice is so fucked. We were screaming.
The Yankees lost in a absolutely tragic way.
But the game was
The game was electric, though.
The game was sick.
And there was a moment where the benches cleared and me and Joe were standing. First of all, we were in the fourth row behind the Yankees dugout. Closest I've ever been to the Yankees before.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you,
was
Citi
sick.
Field, for having cheap-ass seats.
It's wild to me that they're like a third of the, maybe less.
Where we were
They're like
sitting
a
would have
fifth of the
cost,
price.
like, I think $700. Because we're in the we were in the Legends seats.
It would be $700
Easy. Behind the Yankees dugout at
Per
Yankee
ticket.
Stadium, that's maybe even $1,000. We got them for $100.
Yeah.
Me and Coltrane made eye contact.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Me and the number one pitcher for the Yankees. I started one of the pitcher for the Yankees that game was a rookie. It was his first major league debut.
Clark Schmidt. Yep. No, he's been up before.
He's been up before?
Yeah, but just this year. He's a rookie.
Okay. Hasn't really played that much.
No.
He's only had 4 at-bats in his entire career, and he drew a walk, which, like, as a pitcher, most pitchers, like, don't do that. So I fucking started cheering loud when this pitcher drew a walk because I just thought that was hype. And then Cole was pumped that I caught on to that, and he turned around and went like this, and we were making eye contact. I was like, fuck yeah!
Like the coolest guy on the Yankees.
Yeah. Like,
Dude.
he got I got him fired up. We fired up on each other.
Dude, the people behind me and Dylan, Frankie.
Oh,
they
my
kept-
God. They were so annoyed.
So what's his name? Nestor Cortez is a pitcher for the Yankees, and he this year showed up to spring training with like a full mustache, and he kept it all year.
Yeah.
And
Dirty stash.
Yeah, and he's been like a not good pitcher his whole career. This year, he's lights out, like unbelievable. He's like the workhorse of the Yankees. So he's like kind of famous now in New York. Like nobody really cared about him, and now
Yeah.
everybody loves him. The people behind us were screaming his
Dude,
name.
Nestor! We love your mustache, man. We love it. Nestor!
9 innings straight.
All 9 innings.
All
and
9
Nestor,
innings.
like, at one point was like, all right, like, fucking. I was like, Nestor, for everyone in this section, could you just fucking turn around and acknowledge? They were like, just acknowledge me, bro. I just want to be acknowledged. I was like, would you acknowledge him so shut the fuck up?
It was like weird though. Like they were kidding, but like
No, they were dead serious.
Right.
They're like, Gary Sanchez, you are my favorite player ever. And I was like, I think he just really meant that.
I was like, I think he meant that, but then he keeps screaming Nestor.
It's like a grown man.
Like he loves Nestor.
He loved Nestor, dude.
It was weird. It was it got annoying.
It got
to be
annoying.
honest.
It
Yeah.
was 3 hours of that.
Yeah.
4 hours. This game started at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. The first inning finished at 9. And I was like, we're in for trouble. We stayed till midnight. Ooh, I got to tell you this story real quick. Stayed till midnight. I start work on Monday, 7 a.m. I'm like, I'm so fucked. Like, this is insane. I start going to the subway. The 7 train's there, but I'm like, I got to catch up to it. And, like, it was packed. And I was like, the doors must be closing soon. So I rush to the fucking, the turnstile. I go to swipe. I'm, like, waiting in line. And it's a couple, a guy and a girl. The girl goes first. She swipes her thing. She gets jammed up. So then the guy swipes his thing. She goes, but he used his swipe. So then he swipes his and he gets denied and he does it twice. And I just go, dude, you got to jump it. We got to go. He goes to jump it. His feet get caught and he fucking flies back onto me and I fucking fucked up my thumb a tiny little bit.
But that's a painful
It's
spot.
it's a blood blister.
Yeah, that's a
He gave me a
painful
blood blister. No one makes me
bastard.
bleed my own blood. So I screamed, "Be an athlete!" I screamed, dude. Because I was like, I gotta be at work. When the fuck is the next train right now? Like I was freaking out. I was
Wait, was this in the morning or the?
no, this was
leaving
after the game
Leaving
at
the game,
midnight,
right.
and so then I move. He can't get in, so I move to the next turnstile. I swipe in, fucking train pulls off, and I was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill someone right now.
There had to be one soon though, right?
It was 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I got home at 1:30, took a shower, hit my bed at 2, and I was just like, I mean, I might as well not even go to sleep.
Bro,
I might as well not even go.
Bro, that's
You know when you go into sleep and you know you have such little sleep that you can't sleep?
Yeah.
That happened. Where I was just like, I kept waking up. I was like, is it time for this fucking day yet? Is it time? And then finally it's 6, and I was just like, now get to work, asshole.
And you know what? You know why it was hard for you to sleep? Because it kind of happened to me for a second, but I handled it. We were so sweaty.
Yeah,
and, like,
you didn't
sticky.
shower?
So I walked into my
Gross,
I
bro.
walked into my apartment at 1:30 in the morning. Fuck you. I washed my sheets that morning, so I was like kind of upset that. Yeah, I know.
You sick bastard.
Sue me. I've done nastier shit. In my
Yeah,
bed
you're off the beach.
right,
Like beach time.
Yeah,
You know what I
like,
mean?
The sweat is clean.
I could
So-
not go into my bed, my Egyptian, whatever the fuck Emily's got going on in our bed.
Egyptian. Were you gonna comment on the type of cotton you have?
Yeah, I think like 4,000 spreadsheets. What are those? What's the
Thread count, you fucking Mama Luke. Bro, I'm gonna say Mama Luke.
spreadsheets, sheets? You
Dude,
know.
I'll get into what happened to me yesterday later, but like the guys I was with were saying Mama Luke like every
What
minute
is
on
it?
the minute.
I've never even heard that
It's
before.
like a Guinea insult. It's like, hey, you fucking Mama Luke, like one of those. I'm gonna say it for like another year probably. I'm never gonna stop saying it. But yeah, it's thread count. But no, I washed my face. But dude, when you're laying in bed, sweaty or sticky, like post sweat, you can't. It's
not quality.
No, you can't.
It's not quality.
Relax.
Yeah.
You need a rinse.
I can't believe you did it.
I was dead, dude.
Right.
I walked in. I just like kind of crawled. I washed my face and just like crawled into bed. It was.
Me and Joe at
a
this
rough day.
game. We'll stay away from baseball and just talk about the game. At this game, me and Joe opened up with a cheesesteak and 4 mozzarella sticks each, and the mozzarella sticks were like 1.5 mozzarella sticks.
They were fire.
It's never mozzarella sticks. It's,
No, it's-
mozzarella, but mozzarella sticks.
It is mozzarella sticks. You wouldn't say mozzarella stick.
Right.
Like I've
Should
never,
we start it, Mama Luke?
Mozzarella stick.
Mama Luke.
Oh, you'd say a mozz stick.
Mozz stick.
Mozz
right.
sticks. It is weird. Like I as an Italian American, I would never say, "Lil, pass me the mozzarella," but I would say mozzarella stick only.
Right.
Interesting,
Right.
right? Good observation.
Oh,
That's
thanks.
weird.
I'm having fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, we
Right.
eat these. The cheesesteaks were so much spicier than we thought.
The
Which didn't. I
spiciest
think
thing of all
that set
time.
the tone for the evening of just being sweaty.
Well, it set
Me
the
and
tone for
Joe-
the sweat, and
it
it
set
also-
the tone for the sweat, and like I was just heating up a lot from the jalapenos.
The second I finished that sandwich, and I was full to
Right.
the gills.
Yeah.
And I was like choking down the mozz sticks because I like had to get them in. I was like, I'm not wasting them. The second I finished that sandwich, I was like, we're gonna have to eat something else.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Right.
And I'm full.
So we watched about 4 or 5 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, the longest first inning ever. And then in the distance, in between, they definitely do this on purpose. In between like the first deck and the second deck, you could see the fucking Shake Shack sign, and I was just like, shit.
Yeah, it was
we
like a
gotta go
mirage.
get some Shake Shack.
It was like a mirage in the desert. It was like wiggling and shit. I was like, oh, we're getting
They made
there.
it look good, dude.
Yeah, we got to make that
We
homage
gotta go
over
to
there.
Shake Shack.
Oh yeah.
So then we go over to Shake Shack. We get a burgers and fries each that were sick.
No, dude, I got.
They
a
were
hot
better
dog.
than the cheesesteak. Oh, you
Bruh,
got a hot dog.
bruh.
Right.
Bro, Shake Shack. I didn't know Shake Shack had hot dogs. They split it in half, and then they like fry it on the flat top on the bottom. The whole thing was crispy. What a good idea that was, getting that hot dog.
That is a.
It could be a hit or miss getting a hot dog.
Right.
It could either be like, good, I'm glad I got a hot dog, or it could be like,
Yeah.
real disappointing. Oh, what a hot dog that
And
was.
the shake sauce is just like, it's just a good meal, dude. And the crinkle cut fries, crinkle cut fries are good.
What was
dude.
your favorite? Oh, with that, and then we got fucking.
We'll rank them in a second,
Okay,
and then
right.
it was like, we were like, dude, we should leave this game. Like, it's way too late. And we were like, but we gotta stay. And then we were
so
like,
close.
all right, since we're staying, should we go get some ice cream? We were like, fuck yeah. So we each got like,
Wait. We're ordering ice cream. The guy goes, "What size?" And I was still full from the second dinner, so I was just about to be like a medium, and Dylan just goes, "The biggest one you have." And he pulls out this fucking
home run cup.
yeah, like the
was-
souvenir
yeah,
cup.
it was like a helmet.
It was a gallon.
Yeah,
it was so
it was
big.
an XL.
It
It was an
so-
XL Mr. Softy, and it was so fucking good.
It was so good. We ate it in record time, and immediately.
Joe, I got mine before Joe even touched his. And when I eat ice cream, something happens to me where like you know when dudes can like open their throat and like chug a beer? That happens. I can't do that with beer, but holy fuck, I could do that with ice cream.
I watched
Like a
Dylan-
vacuum cleaner, dude.
I-
Like, dude, I'm just breathing in the ice cream.
No, it was like mechanical. Like as this guy's making my ice cream, I'm looking at Dylan and he's like blacks out. And he's literally scoop. I didn't watch him
The head's
swallow.
involved. It's
it was
a bob.
like
You
this
got it.
rhythm.
It's one of
One,
these.
two,
It's one of-
three. 4, 5, 6. I was like, bro, you're digging a hole right
It
now.
was sick though.
It was ridiculous.
Something happens.
Yeah, I mean, ice cream's fire.
Something happens.
It was really, really good ice cream.
It was
too.
really good ice cream.
And then I was done.
If I had to rank them,
Yeah.
tough.
Really tough.
Really tough. I'm gonna go the burger first. The mozzarella sticks.
I'm going Mott Sticks hot dog. So
The
you're
Mott
going
sticks were
burger,
sick.
Mott
They were some of
Sticks.
the best Mott sticks I've had.
Yeah, dude, they're fire.
They were
They have those at
ridiculous.
Yankee Stadium too. That same brand. They're unreal. Mr. Mott's, I think it's called or something. It's
Cheesesteak
sick.
was definitely last. It was
but
still
it was
delicious.
so good,
but it was
too.
just a little too hot.
It was too hot. Dude,
Everything
there
was-
There were slices of peppers on it. This fucking big.
Yeah.
It was,
It was a
what kind of
problem.
hot peppers. That's
Yeah.
So spicy, but it was very good. I would put that last too, and then ice cream sitting third.
Ice cream sits there.
Yeah.
Fries are fries.
Wait, we're forgetting, dude. I think the second Diet Coke was possibly number one.
We got a Diet Coke bottle with our first order.
Trash.
Our first with dinner one.
Lukewarm.
But then we got a souvenir cup. We ate so much shit, dude.
iced fountain.
Iced fountain in a
Soda?
souvenir cup.
There's nothing
Oh,
that hits that
God.
spot, dude. Like, dude, if they had ginger ale, I would have cried. Like the ginger
probably
ale
did.
out of a fountain. No, I looked at the fountain.
Oh, really?
They didn't. Yeah. Oh, fountain soda just hits.
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 But the Yankees lost.
Yeah, they lost, but it was okay. We had a great time.
We had a
either
good
way.
time.
And they won the next day, so we're dude. And Aaron,
We're
Judge
feeling
almost
nervous,
died.
but we're feeling nervous for the Yankees, but
Dude, you know what I was thinking about at the
What's that?
game? Because Pete Alonso, for those of you who aren't baseball fans, is a guy on the Mets, and for some reason when I look at this guy, I just think like, give him a swirly. Like he looks like the kid who got a fucking swirly in middle
that's
school.
how all
Like,
Mets fans look, though.
Mets players, right?
Mets fans and Mets
Oh,
fans too.
Mets fans are a vibe, dude.
Yeah.
Mets fans.
Mets fans versus Yankee fans. Yankee fans are just like trash.
Dude, Mets fans are interesting because Mets are notorious for like having a lot of a big Dominican following, like a Latina following. So a lot of the fans are Latina, but that's pretty
Yankees, too.
standard, right? That's pretty standard for baseball.
The white people we're talking
The
about.
white people.
We're talking
in
about white
particular.
Mets fans versus
Exactly.
white Yankee fans is what we're talking about.
And the picture I want to paint is like, what is that fucking cartoon? I think it was like, I think is it Toy Story? The guy with like the Cheeto dust, the fat guy, the fat like white guy with like a shaved head, and like
yeah,
a
you're like
goatee.
he's the villain.
Yeah, the villain.
The villain in it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that guy. The villain in Toy Story.
Right.
Is what every Mets fan looks like. And then they have a son, but the dad always looks like that guy.
Yeah, like some variation, and maybe even like the skinny version of that guy.
Yeah, but like that energy is
Yeah.
just orating through the whole place. And speaking of dads, dude, there was this father-son combination sitting next to me and Dylan, and they were all decked out in Mets gear, and the kid was like, Judge, like Aaron Judge, who's on the Yankees. He kept cheering. And
He was in Mets fan, and he was in a Mets hat and a Mets shirt,
dripping Mets gear. The dad was like
hammered in a wife beater.
with like greasy, long, wet hair.
Yeah.
His hair was wet.
This guy looked some type of way.
He was like.
He looked like a bad
He
dad.
looked like Eminem's dad. Like he was like trailer trash.
Yeah.
The guy was a mess. He was just drinking Bud Heavies.
No, it was
and-
Coors Light. He was putting back Coors Light Tall Boys.
Yeah, tall boys. Not a look. Like not a look. And he just kept going he was going to his son. He's like, "You're a Mets fan." He was like, "No, I'm both." And he'd be like, "Judge, come here." Having the whole fucking game. The poor dad was like, "Oh, this
No,
kid."
you're a Mets fan.
He was like, "This kid doesn't get sports."
He was like, that team sucks.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great day. But anyway, about Pete Alonso. So I look at Pete Alonso and I see like that guy needs to get swirlied. And it made me think of, that kid in high school. Specifically, I feel like this is specifically a baseball thing because it's a skilled sport as opposed to just being athletic.
Right.
So you get like a pitcher or like something like kind of like, I'm going to drop a name. Fuck it. Kyle Cobb vibe.
Sure.
The kid trying out for sports in high school that was just lying about their talent level. Like just
Oh, that's Pete
generally,
Alonso?
he looks like obviously he's great.
I
He's
like-
a great player.
Right.
But like he gives me that vibe and I was just thinking about that kid, right? Like
Yeah.
that,
Quick
what-
story about that kid.
What the fuck?
He was just crushing all the ass freshman year of high school. This kid, and he was like kind of friends with no dudes, but he was
hot.
He was so hot. And
Yeah,
I was
he was
just, he
good
looked like
looking
an
kid.
Abercrombie model. When like Abercrombie models stood out the store in just like jeans and no shirt and were jacked, I was like, damn, this kid. And then all year, because baseball's in the spring.
Right.
And it's like there's 650 fucking kids. Like no one knows each other. Like when I was on like my middle school team, like I knew I was making the team because like it was my town friends. But here I was like, I don't know the talent levels of anyone here. And like St. Anthony Sports School is like, I don't know.
And you got this hot guy saying, I
Hot guy
played
talking
for the
all
Yankees.
year.
He's like, I got scouts coming to my games. I'm like, bro, you're 12. I'm so confused.
This kid showed up in like a men's softball mitt that was like the size of his fucking head playing second base.
Yeah,
and
like your
he
dad's
couldn't.
mitt.
It seemed like he was throwing with the wrong hand. That was how bad this kid was.
He was bad.
He was so bad.
But I'm thinking about that. Like, what happened, like, to kids like that where you're just
That cocky?
blatantly lying? Like, you're just so delusional.
Right.
That's, like, scares me.
There was a
that's
kid on my
possible.
bowling team who was like a major dweeb. Has the bowling team. I wasn't a dweeb. It was cool, for the record. For the record, senior year of high school.
Yeah, Dylan did it ironically.
Yeah, I was on the bowling team ironically, okay? And it was ironic. We all tried out.
You took it. I didn't try out.
You wish you did.
I didn't try out, though. Sorry, I made the varsity baseball team.
Right.
That was that.
Anyway,
Anyway.
bowling, winter sport, different season. Anyway.
Whatever, dude.
So me and my friend Timmy were on the bowling team. Some seniors try out, and like we got on like as a joke. Like I never tried out freshman, sophomore, junior year. Tried out senior year. Made the team, and there was like freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that were like actual bowlers that were really fucking good. And this one kid was like so odd and just like not the best looking guy, like pretty fat, and I was fat too at the time, so fuck you.
Yeah, it might have been your skinny year. No, it wasn't.
I have my bowling picture. I'm a moose, dude. And they only had large polos, and I'm like fucking busting out of it, dude. 10-pound sausage in a 5-pound bag. My titties are everywhere, bro.
They were nice titties, though.
So anyway, this kid all year, bro, said that he was dating. He's like, yeah, I'm dating this model from Sweden. And we're just like, dude, you're not, though.
Stop.
And he would show us, like, pictures of, like, a 29-year-old in, like, a sexy pink dress and be like, this is her. And we'd just be like, dude, like, that's not your fucking girl, bro.
Not
He's
like
like,
this,
here are some
man.
texts. And I'm just like,
like
I don't know what those are, but
Hey,
you're just not dating that
I've told,
woman, dude.
I've told that story on the pod. I did that when I was like
Oh, right.
11. You can't be doing that senior year of high school, man.
I think he was a
brutal.
junior. Doesn't matter.
Either way,
It was the bowling team.
you're a man.
It was the bowling team.
Right. But in the bowling team, I feel like that's a team where you can pretty much bask in the fact that you don't have a girlfriend. Most of the bowling team was probably not getting laid constantly.
Right. We had a good
You know?
crew. I'm just remembering
it was
that, like,
you
that
and
kid was
Sammy.
a major dweeb, but there are some younger kids that were, like, really kind of homies.
I'm sure there were.
First, real quick bowling story. First bowling game, we played Chaminade, which was our arch rivals. And how bowling works, there was 3 people on the A lane versus 3 people on the A lane, 3 people on the B lane versus 3 people on the B lane, and then the reserves just, like, fuck around and bowl for fun. So, first game, they were like, all right, Dylan, you're on the B line. And I was like, dude, trust me, don't put me out there. Like, there's no shot I'm good enough to be. I just had a good tryout, don't do it. And they're like, nah, you got this, don't worry. The A track, everyone's average was like above 180. The B track, everyone's average was like above 160, and I bowled a 78. And they pulled me. I was like, I told you not to do it.
Bro,
They pulled me from in the second match. They pulled me out. I was like, I fucking told you not to do it.
you know how hard it is to bowl under 100?
No, it's go bowling, bro, and
Bro,
find
I'm
out.
fire at bowling.
You're talking shit.
I'll smack that. I'll
You're
wax
talking-
you in bowling.
I mean, I was on the team. My high was at 225.
That I've never broken 200.
That's right.
I've never broken 200. I've gotten very close.
My ball's name was Foxy Cleopatra.
That's a good name.
We went to they like fitted us for balls. How you doing? Anywho,
Wait, so Dylan, you had a rough morning. I the day after that Yankee
Right.
game, I had a golf outing, which was like kind of a blessing because like I had to go to work for like 5 minutes, in the
That's-
morning.
yeah, that
And then
sounds
I had to-
wonderful.
right, but then I had to golf all day, which was like kind of exhausting. Well, yeah, I was physically shot, but it was great. I had a
Right.
great day. But I was golfing with clients and they were getting wasted.
Really?
Like, dude, I show up in the morning and like golf outings, you drink
Right.
usually. I was not gonna because I've been drinking for like 3 days straight. but they're drinking like they had like 2 screwdrivers before we started golfing.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh shit, like it's gonna be that kind of day now. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
it
fuck.
sets the tone, dude.
Yeah. So like we get on the
What
first
time was that
tee,
at?
11 in the morning.
Right.
We teed off at 11
On a Monday.
on a Monday.
Turn
So
the fuck up.
they were drinking
dude.
at like 10. And these are like they're older than me. Like we're adults.
Right.
So So we get to the first tee. They hand me like a beer. Now I'm drinking beer at 11 a.m. on a Monday. I'm like, well, fuck it. I had a cup of coffee. I guess we're rolling. So I had a few beers, but then we were a foursome. And then the foursome in front of us, we were like, they were their friends. So we were playing against each other. We had a bet going.
Nice.
So they were trying to get us wasted. So they kept tipping the cart girl to come over and give us shots tequila. And I can't be with my clients and not take shots tequila
Right.
when they're taking shots tequila. So now I'm taking shots tequila
How about
at
that
like
peer
12:45.
I don't mind that.
11:45, I mean, on a Monday morning. So I'm taking shots tequila. I'm like, fuck. No wonder my voice is fucking hoarse.
Yeah, we weren't that loud at the game.
No,
This
we
is-
were loud.
We were
but, like,
we had moments.
right. Tequila shots didn't help my esophagus.
Did not help.
Or my larynx, whatever. So we're taking shots. Now at this point, I'm like buzzing hard at noon. And it's 90 fucking degrees outside. And now they're sending more shots, and I'm just throwing them over my shoulder.
Really?
And I'm like looking, I'm like, oh,
Let's go.
Thanks, guys. Like chugging them. Then they're like chugging beers at like the tee box. I'm like, yeah, this beer's sick. Squeezing it into the grass and shit. I'm like, I'm not fucking blacking out at noon right now. Can't do it. So, long story short, like dinner comes around.
That's hilarious.
Right. Everybody's lit the fuck up at dinner. Like lit up. Like
Who
we
are these
sit
people?
There, so it was a
Just business
outing.
owners?
It was a lot of business owners. It was an outing for JFK Airport, and it was all business owners, like contractors that worked on the airport and associations that work with the airport. It was all business owners. A lot of fucking rich people.
Fun.
The guy who sat next to me was worth like $50 million. This old bald man. And he sits down like he's wasted, dude. And I never met him before. Like we're at the dinner and he sits next to me and he's just like telling me, he's basically telling me, because he asked me if I was single. I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, you're single. Well, when you do get married, and then he's just telling me to cheat on my wife.
Oh, my
I was like,
God.
nice to meet you. I go, what's your name again? He goes, Joe. I was like, same. He goes, see, we're the same. Cheat on your wife. Basically what he said. I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. This is wild. Oh, dude, rich people are wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was something. So
Holy shit,
now
that's
we're
insane.
So now we're drinking at dinner.
Right.
And
naturally.
right. And my client's like, all right, yo, we're gonna go to a bar, and it's like only 7:45, 8 o'clock. He's like, we're gonna go to a bar, meet my friend. So me, my dad, and my client go to some bar in near Roslyn, actually, right where I used to live. And we're now I was a little late because I was 5 minutes behind them, and there's a tall, I sent you a picture of it, tall Scotch on the rocks waiting for me.
I saw that.
And I'm like, fuck. Again, I'm like, Jesus Christ. So now I'm drinking Scotch. And he's like, anybody want a shot? And I'm like, no. No. Brings us a shot, J-Mo. Now I'm doing another shot. I'm drinking fucking Scotch. And at this point, I'm like, I stopped drinking because I'm like, I got to chill the fuck out here. So my client, dude, we were having like a great time. My dad ends up leaving because like he's like, I gotta go home to like my wife now.
Yeah.
I'm drinking fucking Scotch with like 2 idiots right now. So it ended up being a good time. I'm chilling with my client. We had a great time. And the bartender, super cute lady, woman, girl, she was hot. And she was real hot. Her name was Gucci. And
my God.
we're talking to her, and my buddy.
Her name was Gucci,
Her
bro?
name was
This
Gucci.
is not real.
Well, I think it was a nickname. I don't think it was her on her birth certificate. I would beg to reckon.
Sure. Sorry, I'm really wrapped up in the
So,
story right now.
yeah,
That
so-
was the detail. I was like, no, that's where I draw the line.
Right. Great name. She
Good name,
she
good
fit
name.
the name. She was vibes. She was
She was
Gucci
Gucci.
vibes. So we're chilling with her, and my client's just like, dude, she's good looking, right? You think she's good looking? I was like, yeah, she's good looking. He's like, I got you. Watch this, and gets me your phone number. She's like, you want my phone number? I was like,
You got Gucci's
sure.
number.
I got Gucci's number.
Did you text her yet?
We were talking to her last night. On the way
Oh,
home.
shit.
Skip up. So it ended up being a good night.
Joey Gucci.
Ended up being a good night. But yeah, now I can't fucking talk, and I'm hungover.
Right.
On a Tuesday,
Hey, price you have to pay.
I guess. But it was good times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it was fun.
That's insane. That old man, I cannot.
Bro, the old man was such a vibe. And he was with his partner, who was older than him, but couldn't hear anything. He was deaf. So this guy's telling me to cheat
He's
on my
like,
wife.
cheat on your Why?
No, this
Right,
guy,
Larry?
this guy's like, cheat on your wife, and the other guy's like, what? He's like, I'm just telling him to cheat. And he's like, what? I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
It was awesome.
Holy shit.
It was really, really awesome.
So I went to a wedding 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and the first night the wedding was a great time on Saturday. Silent Disco was there. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's a vibe.
To be on the side of the Silent Disco, I could just enjoy myself. But anyway,
Ooh, yeah, good change.
I was just, and I knew exactly what to do with the channels and switching, so I was like helping people out. It was perfect. I had a great time. But the night before, we all got there earlier in Bumblefuck, Maryland. Like we're in the middle of nowhere. Hotel. We go out to this. There's like a beachy. It's like the Chesapeake Bay, I guess.
That's nice.
Boating town, and there was like a fun boating restaurant, like right on the water.
Love a
They had
boating
like
restaurant.
Orange Crushes drinks. It was like boating, drinking. It was like a fun ass vibe.
Orange Crushes.
Oh, you ever have an Orange Crush,
Yeah,
bro?
the soda?
No, Orange Crush is a drink. It's
Is
like with
it?
vodka and like.
Oh, I'm thinking
fucking
I'm
delicious.
thinking of Fanta.
No.
I'm like, okay, they had soda? What the fuck?
It was a sober restaurant. It was
It's like,
great
is
for
this
me.
Chuck E. Cheese?
No, Orange Crushes are like in like the Delaware. I don't know if it's a southern thing, but like a Delaware, Orange Crushes were huge, and it's like a
It's like a
Delaware,
creamsicle thing?
Maryland, Pennsylvania kind of like summery drink.
Sounds tasty.
It's great. And they had like all these different varieties and flavors. People were getting like floaters on top of it. We're having a great time. We're turning up.
Right.
And in this Chesapeake Bay, random ass town. So then after dinner, we were like, we should go out to a bar. We asked the waiter, we're like, oh, like where's a good local bar? They're like, oh, go here. So we walk in the town. This town was like out of like a kind of like a horror movie, like so cute, but like little like lanterns in the windows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cute. It was cute though. I was saying it was cute. One girl was like, we're gonna get murdered any second. I was like, why the fuck? Why did it gotta be like that?
And now you see it
Yeah,
differently.
now I saw it
immediately.
different.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's cute. And she
Yeah,
was like, death. And I was like, middle
it's like
somewhere.
American Werewolf in London
Yeah.
immediately.
But it was like a cute little thing. So we roll into this bar. I'm wearing just for context, I'm wearing jeans, my white Vans, and that maroon like
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen shirt. That's
Good
like a
shirt.
very New Yorky type shirt. We go in this. It's a very like. It's one of my most fashiony. It's one of my most fashion shirts.
Okay, yeah. I
Fashion.
feel like that's not a New York shirt. What would it? I feel
Fine.
like New York
Let
is
me just say fashion.
fashion.
High fashion.
High fat.
Trendy.
Middle fashion.
High fashion. And we walk in this bar, and everyone's in trucker hats and fisherman shirts.
And you look like such
And
a
I'm
pussy.
just like, fuck, like this is. And people are like looking at us like out of towners, bro. They're like, who are these fucking
these
people?
uppity fucks.
Yeah, for real. Like I was getting a lot of that at the bar, but there was also like a group of like 20 business bros in like khakis and fucking blue button downs. I'm like, all right, this is such a weird vibe right now. This dichotomy of people.
Yeah.
There was a girl, like a local girl, I guess, standing at the bar, and there was a guy behind him who was fucking wasted, and they were like probably 40, and she was loving it. He was humping the ever living shit out of her at the bar.
Wait a second.
Not like like dancing to the beat. To the beat.
And she
they were
was-
humping to the beat.
she knew it
she
was
was
going
receiving,
on.
but it was like
But
at
she-
times I was
she
like,
was
is she
in it.
okay? But then other times I was like, she's loving it. She's smiling and giggling. But I was just like, this is a lot right now.
The way you painted that picture, I was picturing her like at the bar, like ordering a Bud Light, and he was just like humping her back. Or
There
something.
were times though that it was kind of like that, but then there were other times where I was like, "Oh, it's consensual." But then
Okay.
other times I was like, I was
feel
getting
like-
mixed vibes.
I feel like consent is a looser topic down there. You know,
For sure.
In New York, you have to ask and like, get a check
you
mark.
could not do what they
Yeah.
were doing in New York.
You have
bro,
to
trust
document,
me.
be like, can you just sign here?
Yeah, they were. It was illegal in New York, bro. Also, really fucking funny. The bouncer was this huge black dude. He was probably like 6'5", 300 pounds, standing in front of the door like this, and some blonde girl in like just a tight ass dress was literally just like grinding on him like this, like just literally like this to the beat, like no other movements, but just like back and forth, and he was just standing there like taking it like looking around, like
didn't even
bouncing.
move.
It was so funny.
I kind of like that image.
Mixing business and pleasure.
Yeah.
So it was like a very local bar, and in the bar there was like a lot of taxidermy.
That sounds like a Maryland country.
So like a deer head and
Right.
you know like that
Stuffed
kind of
animals.
it was like a fisherman shirts, deer heads, like that was the vibe. You know what I mean?
It's definitely not.
So
Yeah.
so there's a goose hanging from the ceiling. We're there for like 10 minutes. They had Budweiser Zeros, which are
Non-alcoholic.
right. So I'm like, fucking thank God I can hold something right now and blend in a little bit more. I'm like, can I have a Diet Coke? And they're like, fucking kill this guy.
Narc.
And so one of the, I don't know if it was one of us or one of the business guys, fucking punches the goose. And the goose starts flying around. And I point up and start hysterical fucking laughing because it looked insane. This goose is like flying in a circle. And this like 60-year-old local woman taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. She's like, no, you can't do, no. And she starts screaming at me. And I was just like, hey, I didn't do it. This is a Budweiser Zero. I'm hanging on by a thin thread. I started screaming at this lady, and she just gave me like, she was just like, and afterwards it was just silent, and I'm staring at her, and she's staring at me, and like a good 5 seconds goes by, and she just sticks her finger up again and doesn't say anything. I was just like, no, I didn't fucking do it. And then she just walked away.
She pointed at you?
She pointed at me twice.
How dare.
It was because of my shirt, obviously. She was definitely like, is this fucking asshole? But I was not
Hey,
having
rich
it, bro.
boy. Hey, Metro boy.
Yeah.
Don't touch my fucking goose.
That's exactly what it was.
Oh, my God.
I was not having
Dude,
it,
when
though.
someone points at you in a public place, it's a very
Twice,
intense
bro.
feeling.
She did twice. She was, because I was already getting weird vibes to begin with. Then this happened. I was like, well, now I feel really fucking weird.
It's like that scene in New Girl when they go to like the desert bar and they get in a brawl. Like you're about to get rolled over by some
yeah. It was
Maryland
like I was getting some
trailer trash.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a nice, I'm telling you, it was a nice town, though.
It was a nice. It wasn't a trailer trash town.
It was not a trailer
Oh, okay.
trash town.
I still want
boating.
a picture.
Boating.
I want a picture. Of this
I was an
trailer trash.
outsider, though.
So it was
nonetheless.
like a beach trash town. Was there any trash? I want to picture trash.
I mean,
'Cause
the
I'm
girl,
picturing
the
woman who
two
pointed
people
at you.
humping was pretty trashy.
Right, but you know, I try.
You hump on the dance floor.
Who doesn't?
You're trash, though.
Yeah, I know that's true.
You
I'm
caught,
beach
you
trash
caught your
now.
own self in that.
I'm trash. Every day, every time I go out now, I realize when I get home, I'm like, you're kind of a piece of shit. You're kind of a piece of shit.
Hey, it's all right, though.
Hey, it's fine.
You know. It's a fucking YOLO, dude. But anyway, so I obviously was not drinking, so I was the designated driver. Brett had his dad's Range Rover, like 2021 Range Rover.
Sexy.
That they picked us up in, so I was the DD in this Range Rover. Bro, we gotta get paid because Range Rovers are fucking sweet to drive.
Range Rovers are hot.
Like, I'm not even kidding. I drove it, and we kept making a joke the whole time that I was like, yo, I'm Daddy Dylan driving around right now. So, and this
Daddy.
is my Range Rover. And we kept making, everyone just kept feeling like, yeah, Dylan's going to drive us in his Range Rover, his new Range Rover. And we kept making it like it was my Range Rover joke. Dot's boyfriend, who they're newly dating, so like I don't really know him that well. Like it came up where I was just like, yeah, it's not actually my Range Rover, it's Brett's dad's. And he was like, dude, like I did not get the joke. I thought you actually had a Range Rover. And I was like, dude, this guy's a fucking prick. He's like really throwing this in my face right now. Because I kept being like, yeah, my Range Rover, bro. Like we're gonna go take a ride in my fucking Range Rover.
That would give somebody such a fucked up view of who you
Yeah.
are because you're such a dick.
I
when
was
you're
like, dude, I don't
pretending
even
to be
own a car, bro. I literally don't own a car.
I borrow a Toyota once in a while.
My parents drive into the city. I take them out to dinner as like a gift, and I steal their fucking car. That's what I'm rocking with, dude.
I'm rocking with a barter system to get a ride. Like shit. Oh, that's great.
But yeah, it was a fucking fun ass weekend, dude.
That's dope. That's
We went
a
in the
nice little
pool
trip.
on Friday. They had an indoor pool at the hotel, and we got back at from the bar like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And we were like, hey, can we go in the pool? 2 people asked, can we go in the pool? She's like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. And then we brought like speakers down and like fucking 15 of us were in the pool and we were going crazy.
Did they kick you out?
No.
Oh, I was
We
expecting.
were there for like a full hour.
fire,
There was like it was just,
dude. See, like weddings are fun, but like too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
too many weddings, you mean?
Too many weddings. I had a wedding. I had my aunt's wedding in my backyard. Great time. And then I had my cousin's wedding the Sunday of Labor Day weekend after blacking out for 2 days straight. Not a good time. Not a good time.
For you?
Not a good time for me. No.
You were just hung?
I was hung. I barely slept the day before. I got to the wedding, and I wanted to try to have a good time. I love my cousin.
Right.
But I got there, and we were all done. Like, my whole family was shot. Like, I remember walking into that wedding and just being like, I'm going to sit at the table and eat everything, and I'm not getting up. I'm not getting up. So we ate the whole. That's all we.
That
basically
sounds great.
did.
How was the food?
It was It was actually very good. Food
Dope.
was good. But then on the way out, we're about to leave. We're kind of Irish exiting low key. Like we were about to bounce. Noelle, like my cousins, all left us hanging. We were like, all right, we gotta fucking go. It was early. Too. It was like 10 o'clock. We're like, we're out. On my way out, my cousin Grant sees me kind of like getting up. And she's like, you here now. And I'm like, what? I go over. She goes, me and you are gonna get fucked up right now. Real quick. We're going to the bar. Let's go. And I was like, I can't get out of this without being like such an asshole because I haven't talked to them the whole wedding. I was just like hungover, eating steak at the table and breadsticks.
You're
and
locked
shit.
in.
Yeah, like I'm like I gotta do this. Took 2 espresso shots, had an espresso martini, and chugged 2 Bud Lights in like 9 minutes. She was just like, "We're chugging." And I was like, "Okay," and I was sober, and now I'm blacked out, leaving the wedding. Oh, just not what I needed. But
That's
yeah.
actually hilarious.
Yeah, it was a little funny little thing. Dude, this is so off topic, but I feel like we should like maybe move on a
Pivot
little
from
bit.
weddings.
Yeah, move on from weddings. Did you see AOC's dress at the thing yesterday?
Yeah.
What a douchebag, dude. You're at the richest event in the world. By the way, I saw this crazy thing. Do you know how much it costs to go to the
It's like
fucking
$30K,
30 grand
right?
to go?
It's only rich people.
It's only rich people. What up?
35.
It's fundraising.
35.
Is it
And then-
fundraising for the Met?
It's yes.
So
I
it's
believe
like the
so.
richest museum ever.
Right. Hold on. I saved something.
Right.
That showed like the price breakdown. I can't believe people just throw fucking 30 grand to like go to a dinner dressed fancy.
The Met though, the Met Gala.
Shit. Yeah, I guess.
Though you're at the literal. Well, she's trying to tax those people. You think she had good conversations about going up to someone and just being like, "I'm coming for your money."
Dude, guess how much a table costs at the Met Gala? Like a table at like a nice
200K.
club, $275. Good guess. Good guess. I never would have cleared $200K on my guess. Damn. Dude, tax the rich on that ass. She is hot though, which is so annoying because I want to punch her, but like I also like want to bang her face. But
Yeah.
like, you know, that was aggressive to come out of my mouth. But
Right.
you know, she's hot, but she sucks.
Yeah, that's how you get in the news, bro.
I guess, right? Well, I want to know what all the rich, like fancy.
What do you
people at
think
the
happened?
I feel like everybody was probably
People,
like
Portnoy
oh,
tweeted
yeah,
that out
yeah.
like shitting on her because they have weird beef.
Right. Well, he's like scrap daddy fresh. Like
Right.
he'll throw.
But he
beef
also
all over the place.
he's tweeted at her a bunch of times,
Oh.
like talking so much shit
Oh, I
to
didn't know
AOC
that.
so many times. Yeah.
That's funny as fuck.
And he tweeted like, "LOL, this fucking lady like going to the richest place ever in this dress. Like you're socializing amongst these people and blah blah blah."
It is
And then
odd.
people were like defending it, being like, "I don't even know." I was like,
Like, it's
trying
a
to read.
statement,
I was like,
like,
"What
oh.
is the?" I'm like, "What is your fucking?" They're like, "The rich people have no problem paying their taxes," and like it was shit like that. And I'm like, "Why would you defend
Right.
this fucking person going to this thing?"
Right.
How
because,
much
like,
money here could have gone to fucking poor children in Africa?
because
Like
that-
the left is always that.
Like, right, like the people that she's like, you know,
They're
doing
friends
that
with fucking
for-
Jeffrey Epstein.
Well,
That's who they are.
well, I'm saying the people.
Are they not?
The people watching, like her, the people who vote for her.
Jeffrey Epstein lives fucking 2 minutes away from the Met.
Does he?
I bet he used to go to the Met all the time.
Well, he's dead. He doesn't live anywhere.
Right.
Right.
Lives in hell.
Peace, bitch. Yeah, fuck that guy. But yeah, you're right. He did live right by the Met. But fucking the AOC, like her voter base, like probably look at that and they're just like, oh yeah, fuck the rich. But like she is the rich.
Yeah.
Like I don't get.
She's
That's
there.
It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, I thought that was wild. I couldn't believe. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was.
You know how
Photoshop.
Nancy Pelosi is worth like $200 million or some shit?
That makes sense.
You know how they're like, all politicians are, you know,
Yeah.
like Bernie Sanders is like socialism, but he also has 3 houses.
Right.
Shit like that.
Right.
Like if it's more like,
Like
do as I
Obama
say,
owns all
do
of
as I say,
Martha's
not as
Vineyard.
I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like we're gonna watch AOC because she probably doesn't have that much money right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, she probably has decent money. The thing is, like, you get your salary. I think she makes like 175 grand a year on salary, but that's not the only money you're getting. You get money for appearances and all this shit. Like, she's raking in bills.
But I'm saying like she's very much like fighting for the small person, but she's gonna be fucking filthy rich by the end.
Oh
I bet.
yeah, she's on a
Like
track
all
to
in
be-
all, she's gonna be fucking filthy rich.
Oh yeah, she's on track to be just as bad as all.
And if she's rich, she should be taxed like 90% as it keeps going.
right,
Tax the
democratic
rich.
socialism.
Yo, keep taking hers. You only need if you're a public servant, live amongst the public.
Right.
What do you need? Like a little bit above middle class to be like part of the public? So then anything more than like $100K after taxes, you're just being fucking greedy.
100K after taxes sounds nice.
So, if you start raking in like $1 million by the time you're 40, you better donate like 900.
You'll never see that money though. I feel like none of these politicians like just have money in like the bank. It's like a
Right.
like a
It's in
fucking
Switzerland.
Yeah, it's a bank account like the Canary Islands or some shit, and and she's probably she probably owns a fucking it's all such a weird shit. All these like offshore bank accounts and shit.
Yeah. I got to get to a level where I need an
I
offshore
want
bank account.
one so bad.
I need a Swiss
I think
bank
we
account.
could probably open one.
Yeah, we
Just
could put
keep,
like $1 in it.
$500 in it. Yeah.
As like motivation.
Start it. Yeah, be like, can't wait
For
to
my
fill
Range
this up.
Rover.
Right. Daddy fund. How do you use, we have to do a lot of reading on like offshore bank accounts and how to use it
Yeah,
to like
for sure.
leverage taxes. I want to be one of those rich guys that like pays taxes, but when you look at his books, it looks like I paid no taxes.
Yeah, how
know
does
what I'm
that
saying?
work? Like Donald Trump paid like $700 in taxes that one year?
Because he's paying taxes like on all his income, like for his businesses. So every business is paying like millions of dollars in taxes. He's paying employees' salaries. They're getting taxed. So he's paying a ton of taxes. But his personal income tax, there's loopholes because he's paying so much in other taxes.
It's like when
and
you-
in salary, because he's employing so many people, you get mad tax cuts. So that's why it looks like he pays $0. Like Bernie, not Bernie. Fucking Warren Buffett pays like literally $100 in personal income tax a year.
Well, isn't it when you like if you start a company,
Right.
and your company creates revenue, you don't get taxed until after all of your expenses.
Right. That's
So if
what
you spend all
write-offs
the
are.
money, that's what a write-off is.
Right.
So if you spend all the money, there's nothing left to tax personally.
Yeah, if you spend all the money, right. Exactly. And that's kind of what they do.
Right.
Right.
That's
so,
what we're trying to do.
right. And honestly, now looking back, like, listen, you could say whatever you want about Trump, but that whole thing, like, being him and having to try to explain that to, like, regular-ass American people who don't know that shit.
Well, that's
had
our
to
fault,
be
dude.
so
They
frustrating.
should teach us fucking taxes in high school,
They
man.
100%
Instead of,
should teach you tax in high school.
I don't know. What was some dumb fucking book I didn't need to read?
I don't know. I didn't need to
Catcher
know.
in the Rye? Spark noted that shit.
Such an average piece of work. Great Expectations was like months of my life. We spent the whole
The Grapes of
freshman year-
Wrath.
I never read that one.
I had to read it as a summer reading. My mom had this was the King in the Connecticut King in King Arthur's Court or some shit. It's like an ancient book. It's literally written in like the fucking 1800s. Was my summer reading, and my mom had to lock me in a room for like 2 hours, and I refused to fucking read it. I couldn't read it because it was like in Old English, and I was like, "Why the fuck? It's the summertime, bitches! What the fuck?"
I'm not trying to learn.
She
another
locked me in
language.
my grandma's room and got the audiobook, and she was like, you have to sit here for at least 2 hours and try and listen to it. And I remember just sitting in my grandma's room, like listening to
Did they talk like, "Come here, squaw"?
Yeah, like reading the book, yeah.
Dude, my voice it's annoying. me.
Squaw.
Squaw, Carl, Miss Fowl. I never read a summer book. There was one I read. One. Actually, two.
Reading in the summer? Come on.
Dude,
Teach us about
stop it.
taxes,
Don't-
would you?
You should be.
Teach us about crypto.
Dude, my point is like people who are gonna read are gonna read. The people who aren't gonna read,
You need to let them
aren't
read
gonna-
Harry Potter.
Right? They're not
because
gonna
they're
read
not
Great
gonna read. They're
Expectations.
not going to read. Yeah, exactly.
They're not gonna read the story of Frankenstein. That's also in like
The
Old
Crucible.
English. Dude, did I ever tell you-
Canterbury Tales.
Dude, the Crucible. That was sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
I had Miss Brennan. She was my homie all semester or all quarter, whatever.
And you cheated?
Did I tell you that story?
I think you told the story on the pod.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll skip it then. Yeah, I did.
I cheated like
Big
that.
time. I literally paid for an essay online, and she found it, and it was like you had 99.8% of the words were the same. You changed the title, and I was like, and I got a A anyway.
There you
I
go.
Fucking finagled that shit.
Hey.
I was very smooth in high school.
And you still are today,
I
big
cried.
guy.
I just cried. Wasn't smooth. I was like, please don't fail me.
That's funny as fuck.
Oh, man.
So speaking of Miss Fowl, I discharged my bird lady.
I was telling somebody about your bird lady the other day.
Did I? I don't think I told the story that happened when I was there with the bird on the pod.
I don't
So-
remember.
so
I
I
know
go-
I heard it.
I put it on IG. You might have seen it, but I was, I treated this woman who lived in like a nice building, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" You know, when I'm doing home care in the city, So you could tell kind of like what kind of person you're going to be dealing with when you go into the apartment building. Then it's just like, it could be awkward at times. So like when you go into a nice building, you're like, all right, like at least there's going to be space. Like it's probably going to be clean. Like that's usually how it goes down. So I fucking go up to the 16th floor and I'm like, I knock on the door and I hear like weird fucking noises like, and my first thought, I was like, did this lady have like one of those,
Like a trachea.
like a
thing?
trake smoking buzzer voice thing that I didn't
Odd that
realize?
that's the first thing you went to.
Because I was like, what could this be right now?
Interesting.
Opens the door, 30 birds in this bitch's living room. 30. Living room, there's no furniture, but bird cages, bird cages, bird cages, bird cages, fucking like ladders connecting them all. It was like there was
a whole
Animal
ecosystem?
Planet. Yeah, it was an ecosystem, bro. Pigeons on like the curtain rods. They were, birds like to perch. They like
course.
perching on curtain rods apparently too. Fucking lining the curtain rod. Pigeons in this person's home.
Wait.
I didn't tell you
that-
this.
You told me the generals, but the generals. You told me the basics of the story, but
Generals.
I thought they were all like parrots.
No.
Like domestic birds.
It was like 5 to 6 parrots and then like 25 pigeons. Pigeons, like New York City pigeons,
Do you
dude.
think they were wild, or you think she purchased them at young?
She didn't purchase them. They were all rescues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Rescues? You
Rescue
can't
pigeons.
rescue a wild animal.
Well, if they're like, I don't know.
Rescue rat? It's an outdoor animal. They live outside. Are you rescuing squirrels? They live outside. You're actually
Someone is who's fucking putting them in their New York City apartment, man.
No,
These things exist.
You're kidnapping them. You're taking them out of their home and being like, "I'll save you," and then you're fucking keeping them in your.
I don't know
bedroom.
how the neighbors. And then I'm gonna get through this bird stuff. Throughout this whole time of care, though, she would always be like, "Please just make sure when you leave that you shut the door quietly because the neighbors are always complaining." I'm like, "Bitch, I don't think they're complaining about the door shutting. What? You got fucking 30 birds screaming at the top of their lungs, lady."
30 fucking birds.
So the pigeons, I'm like, gross. But I go in the first time and I'm like, the living room is the living room. There's doors separating the living room and the kitchen, and she was in the back in like her bedroom / just like living room that we worked in, where there was only 2 birds. And I was like, why do those birds get to stay? And they were like, oh, one's wing is messed up. It can't fly, so I can't put him in there because they'll get attacked. And then the other one is his partner. I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. And she was like, yeah, they sleep in my bedroom. I was like, not cool. Not cool, dude. Not
cool.
fucking cool.
Weird.
Yeah, bird feeder in the bedroom.
Was there shit everywhere?
Everyone asked that, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. I think they were potty trained.
Wow.
There was not. It never really smelt either. She had cleaning people come every day that have
Well,
been
that
coming to her
explains it.
apartment for like 30 years,
she was
dude.
rich,
And
rich.
the cleaning people were like one amongst the birds. Like I literally was like ducking.
They're like walking around with like the dusters in their mouth, but they're holding all the birds in their arms. But they're dusting like us.
Just like that. They're all landing
Yeah.
like fucking Snow White.
That's fucking wild.
And so first time I go in, I'm like, this is bad. Like, what the fuck? But I was like, she was honestly such an interesting person. Like, I kind of loved her. Like,
sweet.
she was like this old lady, New York lady. She was like 88, just one of those people where you're just like, you're the reason I do this shit.
Listen,
because
if
you're just a
88
gem.
If you're 88 and you love birds,
You know exactly.
all the
it was
fucking
like
birds you want.
everyone was like, I would walk right out of there. I was like, I was in disbelief, and I was like, I'm here for the experience right now. There were parrots there, so the second time I go in, I'm like, all right, when I go in, I'm gonna be coming here for like 6 weeks. I got to become friends with these birds. Like I got to be, and also like I want to become friends with these birds because there were some parrots. I was like, parrots are fucking chill, So I go inside. She opens the door, and I'm like, I gotta try and become friends with these birds. All right. So I'm like, I whistle at one, like a parrot, like a beautiful parrot. I picked the one that, like Jimmy Buffett's parrot, or when you think of
like a classic, like red, blue,
red,
and yellow.
blue, yeah, like that exact parrot. I'm like, I'm going after the OG,
Yeah.
OG parrot. So I'm like, I whistle at it, it whistles back at me. I'm like, hey, and it was like, brah. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then it just takes off, bro, directly at my head. Directly at my fucking head. So I duck down on the ground and it lands on my shoulder. She got a total knee replacement and is on a walker. And she's like, Cecil, get off of him. Cecil, oh, I'm so sorry. And she's like hobbling over with her walker and like reaching forward to get fucking Cecil off of me, dude. I'm like, get it off me, man. I'm not ready. Too quick, too fast. I wasn't ready. She gets Cecil off of me and fucking throws him away. And she was like, I'll bring one of the nicer parrots in. And it was like this like beaten down African parrot, bro.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're
You're a piece of shit, dude.
you know,
Despicable.
it was a beaten down. It was beaten down.
Yeah.
It'd seen some shit
What'd it
in
look
its day. It like had some like spots that were bald and like one of his foot was fucked up.
Grandpa Joe had a parrot.
Really?
Yeah, he had it might have been a parakeet. No, I think it was a parrot. He always had one. His old one was Lily. Frankie, what was Grandpa Joe's first parrot's name? Yay. We used to say yay. Kelly. So
Kelly?
Kelly was the first bird.
What a name for a bird.
No, was it Kelly?
Kelly is such a human girl name.
No, it wasn't Kelly, dude.
Yay, Kelly.
I don't think it was Kelly. Anyway, the second one, he got a new one because he was like mad lonely without his like cool ass bird. She was cool. Like she would like do shit.
Oh, that's dope.
So he got a new one, named it Smokey because he was a cigar guy.
Oh, okay.
And she would talk. She would like say like none of shit, but he or she, we don't know what the fuck he was, would eat all his feathers off. So like one day we came in and he was just his head had feathers. He was bald.
Because he ate him off
He
himself.
looked like a little piece of chicken, like a little chicken cutlet, like with a fucking parrot head. It was the wildest looking thing. And you would let it out of the
Yay,
cage.
Kelly.
Oh, it was Kelly. Now that you said it, it was Kelly. But he would walk around like with his feet on the floor. He'd just be like, "What's up?" And he couldn't fly because he had no fucking feathers. It was wild.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Like a naked mole rat.
Literally naked mole parrot. Yeah. Smokey the naked mole parrot.
So yeah, this lady, I just discharged her recently. Did you know that birds live to 80? Fuck. 80, bro. She was the African parrot. I was like, how old is it? And she was like 45. I was like, what?
Frankie, how old was Blue?
She has to put him in the will. I was like, don't remember me.
He was like 50 at the time.
He was 50.
Yeah, they can go to like what are those called? Those big ass parrots with an M.
I don't know, but
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
those
it.
those go to like fucking 85. 90.
dude, Frankie back in the day. So there was this place called the Pet Den down the road from here, and Frankie and Jagger, Frankie's friend, found this place. I think and Joe, they found this place and they went in and they had like a crocodile,
Macaw.
a macaw,
A macaw.
macaw. Great name, sounds right. They found this fucking pet store and it was dope, and they ended up like deeply befriending the owner and like the little like farmhand that worked there. This little man from El Salvador. What was his name? What was his name? Frank?
You remember his name?
Yeah, give me a sec.
He used to, so he didn't speak no English, so he used to like try to ask Frankie and Jagger and them to like go out dancing and hang out, and he didn't know how to say like you want to hang out. He would just be like andance, and he would like dance, be like, you want to go dancing?
He would always go like a dance, like looking at the parrot, like to make it dance.
Oh, to make the parrot
that's
dance.
right.
So he'd be like,
say
oh,
it.
it's like Mag.
I was like,
No,
12-year-old boys, you want to go out dancing?
He would ask them to hang out.
No, but then yeah, all of a
That was the
sudden,
thing.
no, it was
You
actually
guys want to
crazy.
go to the Crazy Donkey?
One day,
That's another story.
he was just like a nice guy, and then all of a sudden he like asked Jagger like, oh, like what's your phone number, buddy? And we're like, what? And then he asked for mine, and then all of a sudden we just Akiano was his name.
Akiano.
Great
He
name.
would just call like
Kind
I'd
of
be,
a
at,
hot name.
I'd be at like the little league field like working, and I'll just like see a voicemail. I'm like, who is this? And like, do you want to go to the fair today, buddy? Like I'm like, well, who the fuck? And then Jagger's calling me. He's like, bro, don't answer your phone. I'm like, oh my god.
Bro,
That's mad funny.
every time they went there, it was another story. But long roundabout way of getting to this, they had a blue macaw there. Was not for sale though. His name was Blue. He was literally this huge blue parrot with a black beak. He was fucking hot. He was sexy as hell for a bird.
Gorgeous.
Hot.
It was like
For
if
a
you wanted
bird?
to buy it, it was like the actual price of that kind of macaw was like 50 grand.
Yeah,
like, it was,
it was
Catch
like
it, see
it
it
was
at the Met
something
Gala.
insane. It was like an insane amount of money, like 50 to 100 grand or something like that.
like a billionaire old couple like donated it to them because they were getting old, and they had like this whole sanctuary for it to like fly around it.
yeah.
And then they gave it to the pet. They were like, you can't sell it to anyone, but like,
Yeah, it was in the written in the will, like you can't sell it, but here it is.
They get written into wills, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah, they do. Oh yeah, they do.
They do.
Grandpa Joe's, my grandpa's parrot, is his the woman who used to clean his house and like take care of him and stuff. Her name's Lucy, lifelong friend. What an angel she is. She's looking after Smokey.
Smokey's still living.
Smokey's still living. He
How
was
about
young. He was
that?
only like 5 years old, maybe 10.
I'm telling you, he's gonna live till 80. So you better.
Yeah, I don't know if she's ready.
It's a
I don't know if she's
lifelong
ready.
commit.
Yeah.
Real quick, last thing about the birds. One of them, eventually, we did become friends, and whenever I would leave, that one would always go, "Bye, bye, bye," when I was leaving, and I would do it back, "Bye," in the hallway.
The first.
And I was like,
person-
"Yeah, that's the door, lady."
dude, like we just take for granted that parrots just speak.
I know. Someone was just recently telling me a story that, like, maybe in the Bronx Zoo, they had to take the parrots out of the cages because they wouldn't stop cursing.
Oh, I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
That also sounds like just a fun made up story, but like I want to hold it real true.
No, that was true fact.
That was true facts, true
Yeah.
facts. Dude, like the first person who ever learned that about a parrot must have shit their pants. They'd be like, Grandma, like, what the fuck? This my bird possessed as hell.
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine? Like,
It
you're
is
just
such a
chilling with
crazy
bird.
thing.
Your whole life, all you've known to be certain is that animals don't speak. They live, they breathe, they eat. They don't speak. And then you're chilling with a bird and it's just like, sup, pussy? You're like, fuck! Oh my God! Like, what?
It is crazy. And this lady would talk to the birds. Like she had
and they would talk
command. She
back?
had command over them. She had command. Because sometimes they would get into the place, like the rooms where they're not supposed to go. And she would be like, Jennifer, out, out, out. And the bird would and I'd be like hiding in the room. The bird would like trot down the hallway. I'm like, what is fucking going down right now?
Dude, you ever watch like a scary movie and you need to watch something that like takes your mind off the
Yeah.
horror? So usually it used to be I would look up like a picture of a bunny. It'd be 2 seconds. I'd be like, all right, I'm sleeping. That's a cute ass bunny.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, I would just look up pictures of birds walking, like a parrot walking. Like,
Yeah.
its little feet. Some of the cutest shit
It is.
of all time.
It is.
Warm your soul up.
It is.
Warm
it
your
is.
soul right up. Oh man.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I got some stuff. I got I do want to talk about 9/11, not in like a sad way, in like a fun way. Not in a that
Gross,
sounded wrong. You know what I mean?
Kings only.
I have a funny story, but it's gonna be a botched story. But I don't know if we're there yet. But I will say this to kind of lead into it. Wait. No, fuck it. I'll say this first. Because 9/11 was coming up and Derek Jeter got inducted into the Hall of Fame, like all this like early 2000s shit was happening this week. So I started listening to like a ton of 50 Cent and like Eminem.
Nice.
Dude, it like listening to new music versus listening to like the shit you used to listen to when like, you were happy. Really changes like your attitude. Like I listen to music from like our childhood all week and I had such a chill like mindset all week. It really like,
Right.
it was really interesting. Like
That's
I listen
cool.
to new shit and I'm just like confused and because they don't
You're
say
out of touch,
words
bro.
and I'm getting old.
Are you always in a mood?
That's a good one. That's a nice one.
Yeah, but you're in a mood because
Right. But yeah, so I don't know.
We just
that was
need
a fun
Eminem
little
talking about stupid shit. Stupid
Eminem
crazy
sucks
shit.
now.
His old stuff was
Fire.
But
Fire.
it's crazy.
Dude, rap was like stand-up comedy. Like rap was hilarious. Like if you listen to old 50 Cent and like Eminem songs, it's all jokes. Every lyric is like a punchline. It's hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, Eminem's fucking
Eminem, I know, yeah.
There's a song that did you ever hear the Eminem song called Fack? He literally just says fack instead of fuck the whole song. And it's like the only word he says is fack. And then there's a whole verse about him shoving a gerbil in his asshole. It's the funniest fucking song ever. It's like all his songs were just
We
like.
gotta listen to that on the way home.
They're dramatic. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was a little fun thing.
That is nice. I have a lead into like COVID talk, but I'm like, are we there?
So that's where I was at too.
I was gonna say what So we are fresh off of a 2-week ban on YouTube.
Right.
Our YouTube overlords thought that we were spreading medical misinformation regarding the drug ivermectin.
Right.
So we either need to be a little bit more careful how we talk about shit, or we got strike one.
Or
3 strikes and we're out.
we need to lead a revolution. One of the 3 are true. Yeah, we were banned for we got our first strike. So it's like 3 strikes in 90 days and you're booted. We're not going to do that though.
We're not gonna do that until now.
Till right now. But you know what is odd though? Only the video, like we made the 20-minute clip basically of me going off, that got removed. But our episode, which obviously had that in it, didn't get removed.
I feel like it probably got reported. That's why. That's why we need to appeal it.
I don't think they who would report it? I guess people would.
Somebody would.
I guess.
I'm sorry, I gotta pee.
Are you serious? We're 50. Oh, you suck. Give us a break, Frankie.
We're about to get into COVID talk.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
We're good?
Sorry
You
about
still got a timer going off
My bladder.
over here. So ivermectin.
Right.
No, so COVID. Speaking of COVID real quick, you know how I know that antibodies work? I'll explain. I got hammered on Friday, like hammered, and went to a bar that's just disgusting, gross bar. And we were playing darts, and like I did this wild thing where I threw the dart, and then I threw it, and I missed my target wildly because I was hammered. So I threw and I missed, and then I threw and I missed again, but it landed, Frankie, directly into the back of the other dart. It was like magic, and the whole bar went fucking wild. But because it was so wild, I took there was my first two throws, and I had a third dart, and we wanted to take a picture, and this disgusting bar in the middle of a murderous pandemic, I put the fucking dart in my mouth and like posed drunkenly for a picture, and I'm alive. So immunity is real, dude. I should be dead. That was just hepatitis C sitting in my hand.
It wasn't COVID. It was hepatitis. But
Whatever. I'm chilling though. I'm alive.
You don't have a voice, but yeah.
No voice. I literally have been hammered for a week. I gotta chill out.
Yeah, antibodies hot in the street, dude.
Hot in the street.
I have a funny question for you guys.
Go for it.
Okay. I thought of this. It could lead to nowhere. I just thought of this. So there are people out there, we don't have to pick it ourselves, but there are people out there that think that the coronavirus was a Chinese bioweapon.
Yeah, I wonder who thinks that.
Right. Right.
Right.
We wonder.
Person X.
If you are unvaccinated, why are you so down to get the man-made China virus versus the man-made American vaccine mini virus?
If you are unvaccinated, why are you willing to get that over that? Because if I get the vaccine, I could still get the Chinese virus. I'd rather just pick one that I know I'm going to get. I already got the one. Why would I?
I was just trying to do
voluntarily
something
both?
with like...
I mean, the math.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like it's China's versus ours. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with China?
Communist country.
Right.
Trying to come take
So-
over. Some people think they're trying to come and take over our shit.
All right. I'm not going and saying, no, I don't want the American vaccine. I want the Chinese vaccine. That would be weird.
Okay.
I already got the Chinese virus. I'd rather not put another shitty thing in my body.
Right.
You know?
You know,
Not that it's shitty, but
I've been-
just saying,
I've been-
on the off chance that it is shitty.
I found this new doc on Facebook that I've been getting some info from, and he like really kind of shoots it straight. Good vibe. Feel like he's giving me some shit, and I think he's Indian, but like Indian American, so like not full Indian doctor.
Interesting detail you threw in.
Yeah, because he said this, because he was talking about coronavirus and then randomly just went on this tear when he was just like, you know, he started talking about MERS. And do you know what MERS stands for?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it stands for, but
It stands for Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome.
Right.
And he was just like, why is this one not? We have no problem calling it this one, but the China virus. He like randomly, I was like, ah.
Wait,
and he's
we
like,
have- repeat. What's the point of that? We have no.
he was
problem-
talking about We have no problem referring to this virus as the Middle Eastern respiratory syndrome.
Oh, right.
But it's racist to call it the China virus.
Well, it's racist because Trump said it.
Right.
Like if Trump says something, like if
I'm just
Trump brought
talking-
up ivermectin, you wouldn't. It would be done already. It'd be done already. I'd be like hydroxychloroquine's done, even though it's like works and shit. You know,
That's
if
how
Trump
you-
said something, it was over.
Right.
Good. Luckily, Trump didn't speak that much about that shit. This shit. He didn't really care about the fucking pandemic, I guess.
Right.
You know.
So I did watch the. I watched the. I'm like 2 hours into this 3-hour Spotify with Joe Rogan about pretty much the whole fucking thing is about ivermectin.
Yeah.
And you know, you can believe whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to believe. There was some interesting shit in there, and you should just take a listen. I think.
I think it's not a believe thing. It's like it's like a group of, I hate that, like, so we got removed from YouTube for what, quote unquote, distributing medical misinformation.
Right.
That's what they labeled it as.
And we have a strike now.
And we have a strike
this is
now.
what people are talking about with censorship.
Right.
Happened
and
straight up to
and
us.
it's insane because, like, we're not spreading misinformation. We are spreading information that's out there, and then that is being labeled as like inadequate, but it's not false information. Like all the data points, like all the studies, they're all real studies. They're all real data.
Right. It's
just
one way to interpret it.
Yeah, it's just that.
It's a
no,
new
it's
way-
not one way to interpret it. It's that it's being labeled as like inadequate. That's it. It's not like if you there's only one way to interpret the data. It's just whether you think the data is relevant or not. Really, it's like because there's how they're.
Well, I
they're
feel like the
kinda
problem
going
is
on
that
the-
there's multiple ways to interpret it because people are dismissing it. So it's
Well-
dismissal or acceptance.
Well,
and the
they're
people who are
dismissing
dismissing
it
it
not
is because
because-
it's like I'm not going to get into the logistics because I honestly don't understand it. But they're like, oh, the quality of studies isn't good enough. They're really like nitpicking shit.
Right. Well, they're not saying that they're nitpicking. They're saying that because there's so many variables in each study. So like, say there was 60 studies. I think that was the number. It was 60 and 58 of them showed really outstanding results and 2 were like, they were just nothing. Right. So 58 out of 60 were great. Of those 58, they were basically saying like, 10 of them they used this supplement, that supplement, and this supplement with ivermectin. And this one they used B, C, D, and this one they used X, Y, Z. So like ivermectin was the one constant in all of them, but there were a lot of other variables in a lot of the studies. That's why they were like, you can't go by the data. But like, wouldn't you arguably the most important part of that data would be, okay, fine, but in every case, everybody got better.
Right.
So the important thing should be that people are getting better, not like what seaweed.
Also,
like
we acted pretty quickly on the vaccine with pretty little data.
right.
Popped up in a fucking year. We got no problem injecting that shit. But,
Right, and this thing's been used for 50 fucking years.
Right.
So it's like
I got pretty heated on the train today because I started watching a bunch of videos about there was this news article that went out maybe like 2 weeks ago by the Rolling Stone, originally I think, that ivermectin and it's like the horse dewormer thing, and it's like
Right.
if you don't know what the fuck is going on, which is like everyone in the public,
Right.
and you just kind of tune into like your whatever your trusted source of information is,
which is dumb.
there's a lot of there's a good portion of people that probably think ivermectin is only a horse dewormer.
Right.
Like Joe Rogan got so much fucking shit for taking this drug. He's like, oh, he's taking a horse dewormer, blah, blah, blah. You got all this shit for it. But like, I was Googling shit about the drug, and I'm like, why? It's so annoying, bro, because I'm like, this seems like right in my face.
Right.
But then if I say this out loud,
People think
I'm a
you're crazy.
psychotic asshole, and some people might want to get me fired from my job.
Right.
Legitimately.
Dude, and
Which is fucking nuts.
it's the whole horse dewormer thing also, like the argument doesn't make any sense to me for like I use this example with you. So ivermectin is a antiviral drug. I'm not
Antiparasitic drug.
Antiviral properties, antiparasitic drug.
Right.
It's both. So
There you
because
go.
COVID's a virus, so it's an antiviral, antiparasitic drug. I'm not a doctor. I don't really know what I'm talking about. This is the information.
Is this
I
how we
hold
get
in my
strike
brain.
two?
Right. That's why I'm prefacing that I don't know what I'm talking about. But any drug, so like, all right, there's a human application for it. There's human ivermectin. Then there's the paste that they give horses because it helps get rid of their tapeworms. there's fucking penicillin that you take when you get chlamydia, and then there's the fucking dog version that, like, when your dog gets a fucking respiratory infection, you give it to him. Like, I don't know if that's what you do with a dog, but I'm just
We're
saying.
not doctors.
Drugs are drugs. Like, they have human application. There's aspirin for babies. There's aspirin
Right.
for dogs. Like, I don't get that argument.
Right. And this Rolling Stone article was that people, I think it was in Missouri, a hospital in Missouri couldn't take in gunshot victims because the beds were so full with people who took ivermectin. That was the story.
Overdosed.
So many
apparently.
people overdosed on ivermectin in Missouri that gunshot victims were dying in like hospital beds in the street because so many people did this.
And it was all fake.
The whole fucking thing was not real.
The source
Didn't even work there anymore.
hadn't
there
worked there
anymore.
in years.
So like, where's our integrity,
And-
American
right.
news
And then
fucking
you-
outlets?
right.
What's
You
happening?
got CNN, Rachel Maddow, fucking blasting this shit out.
There was
Then-
a lot of like on Twitter. It was like multiple people with a lot of followers. Rachel Maddow, who's literally a newscaster
It's
on.
still not even deleted her tweet.
It's not deleted. It's still up there. The retraction is like mad half-assed. They didn't take it down. They just like all those things. For example, like it's an obvious fake story. It's a very
It's a
obvious
fa-
fake
it's
story.
not even a fa-
It
it's
did not
fake.
happen. They
It's
came out.
made
The
up.
hospital made a statement saying, "This doctor hasn't worked here in 2 months, and we've treated nobody for that. We've
Right.
treated no ivermectin overdoses. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty sure there was 0 ivermectin overdoses.
I heard a
They
doctor
even said
talking
there were no
about.
poisons at all that they
Yeah.
dealt with.
So yeah, they were.
This
maybe
is all
suggesting-
true. You can look all this
You
shit
can look
up.
all this up, and they were suggesting the possibility of maybe people were calling poison control, asking if they can overdose on this drug. But even
so
that
much
wouldn't
so
make
that
sense.
gunshot victims were dying in the
No,
street.
no, that part is completely fabricated. And like, I forget the doctor. I wish I could quote the source. I honestly am forgetting now, but a doctor came on record and basically said like the amount of ivermectin you'd have to take to overdose and hospitalize you is astronomical. And even then, you probably wouldn't need to go to the hospital.
Right.
Like you'd be fine.
Right.
It's like taking too much like of a Z-Pack. You're gonna fucking be all right.
Right.
Jesus, maybe you shit a little bit.
So
God forbid.
So that goes out. All these multiple news sources have these on their Twitter. It's on Rachel Maddow's Twitter. I'm pretty sure the tweet was still there like a week fucking later. And where is the label? Where is the strike one? Where is the label on this as medical misinformation?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's so much shit. So I see something like that, and then I'm just like, bro, like I'm going crazy.
Right.
Like I was gonna ask you, like, what's the pulse check of everyone right now? Because like over the last week, like after this, I rewatched our conversation about a lot of stuff that we were talking about last week, and it was like hitting harder the second time because I didn't hear it the first time, and even my responses, I was like, you could tell I have no fucking clue what's going on because you're giving me all this info, and then I watch this thing, and I'm just like, yo, like, why am I right now so full of what I feel are facts, but the world is off? Like, what's fucking going down? Why is it happening to me?
It's what.
And then
propaganda
I'm like, yo, if I talk about this, I'm not supposed to, and I could like lose my job and get canceled,
Dude, we're in the
or
coma.
like get put in a like
put in a
Joe-
box of like some crazies.
Yeah.
Dude, I was
Nuts, dude.
I was at a, and Joe Rogan is such a funny example because like right now he's on what people would consider like maybe a conservative viewpoint because I don't even think you would consider it that honestly with the ivermectin thing because like all mainstream news is kind of shitting on the ivermectin thing, but like you don't look at Joe Rogan. 3 years ago, you wouldn't look at him and be like, "Oh, he's a conservative. He's a middle dude. He's
Yeah.
like a
If you know Joe
centrist guy." Yeah, if you're
My mom
if you're a
hates Joe
follower of
Rogan.
him, right? We
I
figured
wonder
that
if
out
she's
last
watching right
week.
now. Both my laptop and my phone are dead, so she might be texting me
probably is.
furiously right
She
now.
probably is.
But soak it up, lady. These are facts.
Eva, if you're listening, you could text me. My phone's ready for you, baby. I'm serious. Text me. But
Like
I was
people
in
think
a-
of Joe Rogan as like
now
a
they think of him as like Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, dumb
is-
as fuck.
right.
And it,
But even Alex
I don't
Jones,
even like to die on the hill of like defending Joe Rogan that much because it's like it's such a douchey thing to do right
But-
now.
but you know
But
what?
I'm like, yo, in
Fuck
this
that.
podcast, he's literally not even speaking.
He just asks
Like this
questions.
researcher, he barely speaks.
And
It's
then-
all these two guys.
and
It's just his
then-
platform.
And then
It's the same thing as the Rachel Maddow show. It's the
Dude,
same fucking thing.
same fucking thing, except
Except he doesn't speak. He's getting
except
information
he's
from
not
someone else.
except he's not spewing bullshit. He's asking professionals. And a week later, he got COVID, took ivermectin, and tested negative in 3 days. He's fucking
Can
50.
I tell you what my mom told me?
What?
She goes, "That's exactly what they would want you to believe."
Fuck you! Fuck you!
That's
come on.
exactly what they would want
You
you,
gotta
to
be
believe.
kidding me. Get out of the fucking hole in your couch and fucking read some shit. Listen to the podcast I sent you. God damn. That is craziness,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
Yo, so my point was I was at this party and we were just joking about like who should be president, like if you had to pick a celebrity. And of course, somebody suggested Joe Rogan as a joke.
It wasn't you.
No, I don't think I suggested it. But that was in
You've
the
been
middle
drinking this week,
It was
dude.
it was the middle of my bender. I was drinking
Joe's
all
like
day.
fucked up. He's like, "Joe fucking Rogan, to fucking deal with it."
Literally, I was drinking all day and then like went over their house for like the game and I was lit when I got there. So I don't really remember how it went down. But
90% sure it wasn't you.
I'm 90% sure I didn't bring it up, but I supported it. And I was like, bro, because somebody was like, yeah, maybe we should have Joe Rogan. I was like, Joe Rogan would be a great idea. Like, it'd be better than what we got going on right now. And everybody was shitting on that idea. Nobody liked that.
Nobody?
So yeah, no, Joe Rogan is like taboo.
He is, bro.
You know, so, but which is just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. Like what, and like even Brent Weinstein, the guy that you're listening to on that podcast, is like labeled as like a crazy now.
Yeah, he
it's
is.
like, dude, the man
My
is
mom
doing
sent it to my
experiments.
sister, and then my sister was like, "Oh, he's been written off a lot of times for this," and I'm like,
Fuck you.
That's when
Also,
you shut.
Fuck you.
That's when you shut the door down. That's it. That's
Right.
all you get.
Right.
He one time was in a. I'm like, I've been into some shit.
Hey, listen.
Doesn't mean I don't know
You're-
how to do my job.
But if you're a biologist, if you're a scientist, you take risks, you're gonna get shit on once in a while.
Right.
What's wrong with that? You're proved yourself wrong. Cool. He's wrong. He'll admit it's wrong. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jesus, I just don't get the.
It's pretty wild, bro. I don't know. That's why my pulse my pulse is insane, dude.
Yeah.
You have to understand, like, these people, like a Joe Rogan and stuff like that, like the entire mainstream media, every cable company is against him.
Of course.
Because he,
Like
You wonder
in
why
he
competition. Right.
Yes, he
has a
literally
louder
represents
voice.
the threat of them, and that's been since he's been number one for 10 years. So he's been 10 years of like absolute propaganda against him on every single possible platform.
Right.
So that's what you get.
My
So
question
everyone
is
hating
though,
you.
how does it end?
Except for your listeners.
Because like, are we gonna be dead? It's gonna be like me, you, and Cecil, and it's like we're all dying, and it's like still,
Yes.
there's no.
We die and then it gets worse, and then we die and then it gets worse, and then no one notices because everyone's dead. And then everyone's in shackles.
It's like the old man that's yelling. It's like, don't do that. And then he's dead. It's like nobody has to listen. Oh my God.
Did my mom text
Yeah,
you?
she's so upset that I said fuck you.
Apologize.
Apologize right now.
Apologize.
That's rude.
Oh my God. I am
some
I am
respect.
sorry. I was joking. I wasn't being serious. Sorry, Eva. But she said something funny. You ready? She goes, fuck you. Are you talking to me? It's my fervent wish that in every 7-Eleven in America next to the Slurpee machine, they should have an ivermectin big gulp machine. Chug it, bro. I love you, Eva, so much. Oh my God.
That's an unreal chirp.
It's a great shirt.
How'd she know that we love 7-Eleven so much?
She knows. We were at 7-Eleven today. Are you tracking Dylan's phone? You could tell me.
Probably.
Probably. Wait, what were we just talking about? Everybody dying?
Right.
I think we're at the culmination right now of like,
I'm just like, my pulse is insane, and I'm like, is this just now? Now I'm politically awoken, and I have to deal with these feelings till forever.
Right.
That sucks.
but you know what?
I'm gonna
sucks
start
more?
listening to Eminem and remember my happy times, bro.
I'm telling you, do it. It helps a lot. But it's what
Ask you
makes
one
me
question,
stressed out.
And they all about us.
Oh, nice.
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Made
I
me
was
feel good.
jamming to that shit. 21 Questions is a track.
It's
dude.
21 questions, and they all about
Was that
us.
Nate Dogg?
Maybe.
I think that was Nate Dogg. Fire track. Fire track.
Immediately happier.
Yeah. See? Many men.
Back to
Many men. Where's the anyway? I think we're at the culmination of it's really easy, like because it's social media, Twitter, and now like such a like a divisive situation in our country. We're at the culmination of like the division. The ease of creating a narrative is like nothing. There's no barrier to create. Literally, CNN has to say one thing, 20 people have to retweet it, and it's a viral. The narrative is established immediately. It's not like you have to convince people. Like, they're already on board. So all these things
Right.
happening at once in this political nightmare and this
just
pandemic,
sucks.
it's like, so the frustrating part of it, the most frustrating part of it, I'm out of breath, aside from people potentially not being treated with something that may or may not work well to help them with this virus, aside from that part, the most frustrating part of it is that, like, talking to most people our age, or anybody for that matter, is like challenging. Because people all have their views on this whole thing.
Right.
And this view in particular, which seems
Is very
fine.
unpopular.
It's not only is it unpopular,
Can't
it's
say
like,
it at work.
you can't say it anywhere.
can't
If
say it.
someone hears you talking about ivermectin and you're smiling, they will run across the room and fucking point at you or some
Yeah.
shit. Like, it's really that bad. And it's fine. Like, if you're, the problem is, like, for me, for example, I know that I'm in the minority with this view. I don't bring it up. And when it comes up in, like, social situations, I don't really say much. But I
I just
listen.
back out.
I listen.
I back out a lot.
Yeah, I back out and I just kind of listen to everybody else discuss. And the energy from other people is very, very
Narrow-minded.
aggressive. Narrow-minded, but like it's aggressive. It's like almost a hatred in a way.
It's a
Mild
suppressive
hatred.
energy, one would say.
One would say a suppressive energy, right? And it's like very
We gotta
odd.
shut these fuckers up.
You said it earlier, right? You said it earlier. It's like, yo, like, why can't we have a discourse? Why can't we just have this is what I think because of what I've read, and this is what you think because of whatever the fuck your reasoning is because you're lazy. And then, like, I'm such an asshole. But like, for real, it's like, that's what you think. This is what I think. Why do you have to be so mad that I think these things? Like, that seems crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I think that the reason people are so mad is because, pretty proven fact that Russian bots are on Twitter, like, trying to fuck with our narrative to, like, take down our country.
Fact.
My mom has told me herself that maybe in, like, the 70s, a Russian president was like, oh, like, we would never start a hot war. We would, like, just spread information in your country. And, like, they called it out. My mom's like, yeah, they called it out. So I'm like, oh, we're doing this. And I think that the Russian propaganda infiltration built in somehow. They got some crazy fucking Russian lab scientists who, like, built in certain triggers into the propaganda to when the suppression shit comes up, it, like, increases blood pressure or some crazy shit.
I like where your head's at. Let's build on that. I think, in addition to that,
That's where I'm at.
think about it this way. What if, well, your mom said that was in the 70s? Okay, internet came about, like,
Maybe in the I don't remember
whatever,
what it was.
70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. Internet has become increasingly popular, wouldn't you say, and useful?
Pretty.
So, as things started to become, as information started to float around the internet more, they were just trickling little things in there, little, like, storylines that kept the thread through the decades.
To make you mad at the other side.
Right.
Make you mad at the other side. Make you mad at the other
to
side.
make you believe a certain line of facts that may not be true. So then when shit like this happens, they already got you on this line, and then they just throw this crazy shit in the line.
Dude, I will even say the way Rachel Maddow was talking about this ivermectin story, like, she was just, like, her tone was just like, because it's one thing when you read the headline, but her tone was just like, could you even believe it? Could you even look how stupid this shit is? How stupid these people. And it's like, that's not what she's, like, literally saying, but she's like, why would you? It's not proven to help. Why would someone even think that that's something that someone would do? Why? Why do they do that? And I'm just like, chill. And then you were wrong, and then you didn't retract it.
Right.
And then the damage is already fucking done.
Done.
It's done.
So
Like, that tone of voice, it's like,
it makes it.
you were
literally-
fucking
dude,
not even. It's not even. You were 10 minutes.
I don't
Fake
want to bring
shit.
up. I don't want to bring up. Like,
Apologize on camera. Retract.
I don't want to bring up the Nazi thing of, like, second-class citizens with, like, the Jews, but I'm gonna bring up the Nazi thing about the second-class citizens with the Jews. Does it not
This
feel
is where
like
YouTube gets us.
right? Sorry ahead of time. I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but doesn't it feel like now that you're like you believe whatever you believe, whatever is going on in here, a lot of people are uncomfortable with, right? Does it not feel like we're going in a direction where, because, dude, now we got Biden, like, vaccine mandated. If you work here, you have to get it, or you're gonna what? Not work? You're getting fired? That's crazy. So you got this going on. Does it not feel like we're going in a direction where if you don't get the vaccine, or if you think this way, you're now a second-class citizen. Because it's already like that if I'm in a room with my friends. I can't imagine what it would be like in a fucking larger setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that trajectory, in my view.
That's what my shit is off, because your trajectory is that, and people get in trouble for that, saying that, and they're like, how could you compare this like to the Holocaust?
You compare anything to anything.
And
I'm not comparing it to the Holocaust.
my
I'm just
trajectory
saying,
is
I am, but I'm not.
My trajectory is like, this has gotta break eventually. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where I'm like, I text my sister and be like, can you listen to this podcast in totality and then talk to me about it and then point out all the reasons why these two intellectuals who have had long careers for 30 plus years are 100% wrong in your opinion? Can you do that for me?
Right.
Because I can't.
Right.
Like, I'm fucking convinced. So can you get in there and like give me some other why it's not? Can you do that? Because like either that's what I'm saying, the trajectory. I am like, well, something's got to break and maybe
But it doesn't, dude.
it doesn't.
It doesn't have to break. Because you know why? It's not going to fucking break.
Election year, bro, coming up. People need jobs.
It's not going to fucking break. Like, dude, once...
That sucks.
It's
What?
Dude, it's not going to
Post check, feeling
It-
crazy, bitch.
Dude, not to get dramatic, but it would take it would literally take a revolution to change that. The entire 90%
Right, dude.
of
We
the
got.
country is like that.
I actually interacted with someone on our YouTube because we put up something about the New York mandate, like the New York and I was like telling funny stories about like, oh yeah, we went to a restaurant, I had to show them my thing, it's starting to happen, and then the person in the club with the thing, whatever, and someone commented on it and said the fact that you were even complying with this is horrible! Exclamation point. And I was just like, huh? I'm like, I'm already vaccinated. I might as well do the shit. What's
Right.
up? So I commented back and I said, why punish the small businesses? Like, why am I going to be like, I'm not going to my local bar anymore? I'm like, I know
Right.
people
That's
who
not
own
the way to
restaurants.
boycott.
They've had a hell of a fucking year. And like, I don't think they do that much like research and the vaccine shit. They're probably like, whatever I need to do to stay the fuck open, I'm going to do because my whole life is on the line.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to support that because like, why would I don't think they're, and then someone commented on that and was like, they're all in cahoots together. I was like,
Well, that's too
I'm like,
far.
no.
The restaurant owners aren't in cahoots with nobody.
They're like,
bro.
they can. I was like, no fucking way. But then the guy said, the guy who originally commented and was like, yeah, well, like the only, and he was like kind of like a different. He's like, yeah, like it sucks the small businesses have to deal with that, but like where this is going, the only way that you can make a change is like not complying.
It's true.
And you know they're gonna have to take a
That's a
hit.
good- that's a better
And I
way
was
to
like,
put it.
okay, I hear you on that, but I'm also like, I already got the. I'm like, am I not? You know what I
No,
mean?
well, you're
where
in a
am I
different
at? I'm like,
position. You're
where
in
am
a
I at
different
there?
position.
I'm
Like-
pro-vax. I think that people should. If you're over the age of 65,
Agreed.
if you have fucking pre-existing conditions, if you have those things, if you have comorbidities, you should definitely get it. But I'm pro-vax. I have it myself.
Right.
I'm pro-choice also. I think you should choose whatever the fuck
goes
you
in
want to
your
do. It
fucking
should be
body.
up to you.
Right.
You know, I do think that. But like, I'm still gonna go get a cheeseburger at the place that makes me show my card.
Right. Well, but that second guy put it a lot better, where it's like that's the only way you make a change. Yeah. Sure.
I heard him better.
You're already vaccinated. What do you at that point?
But
So-
if you start punishing small businesses for it and being like, I'm not eating at the places that, because that is a stand that some people are taking. And the guy commented, he's like, I'm pro-vax, anti-vaccine, and New Yorker. Like the guy, that's what he said. Who the fuck knows what he actually is? But he was like, I'm a pro-vax, anti-vax mandate New Yorker, and I'm not going anywhere where they require it. And I'm just like, that's just interesting. And I think I just commented like, interesting, bro. Thanks for chatting.
Well, it's
like, I was just like,
it's interesting because of all sorts of shit that we've said. Like, one, I'm with you. If you're over a certain age and you have any comorbidities, you're obese, you have diabetes, whatever, I 100% think you should get vaccinated. But I also, given the information that has come out about how effective the vaccine is and how effective natural immunity is in comparison to just getting the vaccine, which it came out that it's like 6 to 13 times more effective if you have natural immunity than just
Right.
having a vaccine. If you have both, it's like
well,
more.
there's some people that can't afford. I think what the YouTube
Agreed.
overlords need to know about us is that, like, those people that what did you just say, the gold standard of it or the natural immunity is better.
Well,
there's
that's
some
what
people
it's
who
better-
can't afford to get naturally immune because it would
and
kill
they should
them.
absolutely get
And
vaccinated.
those people should get
I agree.
vaccinated.
But for someone who's 20 healthy and has no comorbidities, I just forcing that person, telling me, and I'll use myself as an example because that's me, telling me you can't eat out, you can't go to New York City and go indoors, eat at a restaurant. You can't work at your job. Telling me that as a 28-year-old, unless I get this thing that has been around for like 9 months, are you fucking crazy? That's insanity. Especially because I'm protected against the virus.
Right.
I have natural immunity. I'm protected against the virus. I'm also, if you want me to wear a mask, fine, I'll do that. But there's no reason to force me to get the vaccine. Like, if,
I mean, even the fact that restaurants,
it's
you can't go to a restaurant with a negative COVID test.
No,
You
you
can't
can't.
go to a restaurant with positive antibodies.
nope.
And just that sheer policy, question my mom's thing. If someone does policy, and my only thing about it is like fishy shit.
Fishy shit.
Why?
Doesn't make sense.
It's like, yo, we're all
if the
if
vaccine
we're
was
all trying to
100%, if the vaccine was like, I don't know, what is the measles vaccine? They're all like 95%
Right.
during there. If it
And
was
you need like a
95%,
booster. You need your once every like 15 years to
Maybe
get your
that,
titers
yeah.
or some shit.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's a little low. We're gonna give you the
Right, but like if it prevented you from getting it and from spreading it and from, by the way, there was a video from the president or the director of the CDC. They looked at the data from Israel, which is 90-something% vaccinated, and the fucking hospitals are flooding up with people that are vaccinated.
Right.
They're getting more and more sick as time goes on. So if you're going to tell me that that's what the vaccine does, that it's that effective, which is not wonderful, and you're going to force me to get it, I'm not going to do it. If the vaccine is working like all the other vaccines that we have, if that was the case, I would get it and wouldn't even think about it.
right.
Wouldn't think about it. But to force somebody to get something that don't work that well, that's new, that like it doesn't make any sense for a virus that wouldn't affect me anyway.
Right.
Like it just makes no sense at all. None. And then you're going to spread disinformation about a possibly effective treatment.
Yeah.
Keyword possibly. But if it's safe, why wouldn't we take it? The vaccine is supposedly safe, but you're forcing us to take it. This is proven safe for fucking decades, won the Nobel Prize, and you're not letting me take it. I'm so confused.
Drink it out of a big gulp, bro.
I would love to. I wouldn't. That would be gross.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't make sense.
So then it just all builds up, bro, because you
And
take.
then we sound crazy.
I know.
That sucks. We don't like being crazy.
I know.
But we're not crazy.
I don't think I am.
I don't think we are.
I don't think I am.
I'm pretty sure I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
You did get hammered on a Monday, but that's
It was for business.
Right.
Dude, I met like 4 potential clients last night.
So you're a genius.
Dude,
if
I went
anything.
out with my biggest client. I had to get drunk. I had to fucking ball out with my boy.
Yeah, dude, I just don't. It's hard for me to like. And then I'm just like, just shut up and. Because I've been like, dude, I've been trying to start this like business, so it's like a lot of mental energy, and I've been feeling like a little paralyzed in the starting of it. Hardest part is starting. Got to push through. Keep setting. I'm like, dude, tomorrow's a big day, and I like kind of get going a little bit, and I like just get deflated and shit, and I'm just like, as I'm going along, I'm just like infiltrated with like all these like big meta thoughts about like all these fucking shit going down, and I'm just like, oh, what the hell is happening?
I don't know how to like
Because like the business that I'm creating didn't exist. Fucking
before COVID.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it didn't exist. I'm like trying to help post-COVID long haulers. Like somehow I found myself in this position where like I have treated like up to 80 of these people, and I spend like hours with these people, dude. It's not like when the doctor comes in, you see someone for like 5 minutes, and you get like every time you go to the doctor, you have a horrible fucking experience. What's the average
Yeah.
time you spend with them?
5-10 minutes.
Some people, I would say on average, I've seen probably 60, 70 people post-COVID, whether that's in the hospital or like this long hauler thing. On average, 2 times a week with these people for 8 weeks, let's say. An hour each time.
lot
I've
of
spent
time.
hours with these people. So then I'm like, it's just, I'm just in it.
Right.
And I'm like thinking about how we got there, and and then things come up with patients because like you try and calm them down about like what things are happening. So like my information needs to be on point too.
The information
because
has
I'm
to be
like
on point.
talking to people. Because sometimes I'm trying to like pull them out of like because sometimes these people have like really scary thoughts to themselves, anxiety about like what's going on. So I try and like, crack jokes or like wiggle out of it with them. So like I'm trying to know shit to like help them. And then
But then
I'm
you're
like,
in
my
this
information's
position-
insane right
Right,
now.
you're in this position where, like, in your brain, your intention is like, all right, I know information that would maybe put your mind at ease.
Right.
But, like, if I say it, you're either going to get it, going to think I'm insane, or going to be angry. And it's,
Right.
like, not worth that risk. And you can't say it, you'd probably lose your job.
Well, if I start my own business, bro, no one can take it away from me
Right. Well,
until they do.
right, until they do. We got removed from YouTube, and they shut down businesses for, like, 7 months.
Yeah,
But,
it's
you
just it's just wild times, dude.
know, it's...
And post summer too, it's just like I just am
We're
starting to.
about to go into the seasonal depression.
I saw a fucking thing that was like an article that was like long winter coming. Meteorologist predicts like heaviest, longest winter in like 150 years, and I was just like, oh fucking course, someone just did that shit.
Fuck that. I don't look at these headlines anymore, man.
I
like,
know. I look at him though, and I'm just like, some asshole is looking for clicks.
Right. Someone said that, and then they found that one guy that said that, and they're like, people are going to really hate to hear this.
Yeah.
Let's let them know.
Yeah,
It's fucking insanity. It's insanity.
it's wild, wild times.
It's you can't,
Pulse check, feeling crazy.
pulse check. Are we the pulse of the people, or are we the pulse of the crazies?
I don't know.
I think we're the pulse of the crazies, according to the people.
Yeah, but all sides are crazy.
I agree with that.
There's not one
But this
side
is
that's
the
not
thing.
crazy.
You can't if you, especially if you bring stuff up like this, everybody has their opinions, but like obviously we don't agree with what most people's opinions are. So like you can't let their opinion affect your opinion.
But you also
Like
don't.
as long as your opinion's based in like something you believe is true.
Right. And I'm always down also to sell these thoughts.
Right.
If someone's like, here's a really good reason why you're wrong, I would be like, fuck yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I don't have to think this shit no more.
Right.
Like, I don't hold on to any of my shit.
Right. If
There's
there was,
nothing I'll die on a hill for.
But you're not going to get me to drop it by being like, no, that's wrong. This is why, and that's and
Yeah,
give
if
me
someone.
a shitty reason.
Yeah. If your entire response to like a long thought out thing is erroneous.
Right.
Then you're just like, it's,
Right.
then it, and that person thinks they won. You know what I mean? Shut it down.
Right.
Shut that shit down. Erroneous. You hear me do that? But then the other person, it just feeds their fucking fire because it's just like, that person's a fucking moron.
Yeah, it's like you're dumb and I don't have the energy to explain this to you,
Right.
so fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
How'd we
dude.
get here?
How'd we get here? I don't know.
Fuck.
Well, should we shut it down?
Let's shut it down. Yeah, good hour 25.
Everybody,
Hope you.
if you stuck it out, there was a lot of really funny shit for the first 50 minutes. And if you're still here, you know what happened. Okay? 50 minutes, we gave you some cold, hard, funny shit.
If you're still
then we
here,
got weird.
If you're still here, contact us. We need to get a group. We're building an army. We need a group.
Yeah.
Peace, y'all. Have a sick ass week.
Later.